Hey you guys, it's Ironheart86 here, and again I'm here with my friend XTorinX,
Well,
broadcasting live from my room or office or whatever, um, all the way from Houston, Texas, all the way to UK.
my dungeon.
Yes, his dungeon. Okay, so anyway, I wanna focus on today on. By the way, this is the second episode of the Anvil. So,
Yeah,
so
you
yeah,
guys seem to enjoy the first episode. Damn,
yeah,
there's a lot of views for us, anyways.
yeah. It went pretty well, for at least the first try, But anyway, I want to focus on Mortal Kombat because I find it one of the interesting franchises, this is apart from all the other franchises like Super Mario, Sonic. Sonic, I haven't heard from ever since Dreamcast crashed and all. So I'm not sure where they're at right now or if even Sega's even in business still or so. But anyway, I remember I wanted to focus on Mortal Kombat because mainly it has come a really long way from its first game all the way to what it is now, which is pretty much a really popular game. I guess I could call it one of the biggest games that there is out there in comparison to all the other ones that haven't been out for that long in comparison to this one. And it surprises me because usually when you make sequels to something, usually this is comparable to movies. Usually, if you make another sequel, it
That either like bad or good.
yeah,
That's
either
in between, really. It's either it was really good and it was much better than the original, or it fucking sucked.
yeah,
No in between.
yeah. One example like this is let's say The Matrix. The Matrix, when it first came out, it was really good. A lot of people liked it, but then the second and third movie, it just kind of lost popularity in contrast, and I can see why.
But that
And
was the third one. I didn't know it was a third one.
yeah,
See?
yeah. There's Matrix, the original one. There's Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolution, and then they made an animated prequel and all. Yeah. But anyway, the I remember getting back to the point of Mortal Kombat. I remember when I first saw in the arcades. This was back when I used to eat with my family at a Pizza Hut not far from here. Um, I remember seeing the arcade there, uh, Mortal Kombat for the first time and all. And I was a little kid at the time. I was what um, like 7 or 8 or so, and I remember seeing it, and at the time when I saw like all the blood spewing and stuff like that, it pretty much like kind of scared me, to be honest, because because to start off, I have never seen a game like this before, and mainly I remember I was kind of scared of Scorpion, particularly because of what he threw and all.
Why are you scared then?
I don't know. I guess his attack kind of scared me. The thought of having something thrusted through your chest and all.
I know a lot about things about Frosty.
Yeah. Anyways, when was the first time you saw Mortal Kombat?
The first time I saw Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
Right, well, I'm only 15, so I was not around when, it first came out. I first played or watched play Mortal Kombat was Mortal Kombat Deception.
Oh,
I really enjoyed that game, mainly because of its story that it had behind it. The adventure mode, or what, I can't remember what it was called, but you played as what's his name? Shujinko. You played as Shujinko, and you went around in his life and got taught by Borucho and what other things. I particularly enjoyed that game, along with its mini games like the chess, the Tetris, and all the others.
Yeah, this Deception, that was like already like way ahead into the whole series of it. I played the first one, the very first one. Then afterwards, I got to play the second one at one of my classmates' house, because her mom and my mom were friends, and they played it on Sega Genesis. I don't know if a lot of you guys know what Sega Genesis is.
Over in the UK, the name was changed to Sega Mega Drive. Sega
Okay.
Mega Drive.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's the same console. It was just branded differently for some reason.
Yeah.
No idea why.
Yeah.
I might look into that. Carry on.
Yeah, I didn't get to actually own the actual Mortal Kombat game up until later on. At the time, I had Super Nintendo, and we went to a pawn shop and we got a whole stack of Super Nintendo games, and among one of them was the Super Nintendo cartridge for Mortal Kombat 3, and it was pretty awesome that I could have that, actually own the actual game and all. But previously, that wasn't the first time I saw Mortal Kombat 3. I previously saw it in I guess like a supermarket. It was a combination of supermarket and flea market, like in another part of town. It was a restaurant called El Sol, and it's in Spanish for the sun. And we used to go there to wait for my brother because he worked a part-time job, like pretty much stocking and stuff. And apart from the supermarket, there was like a little downstairs to a flea market with a whole lot of businesses and stuff. And I used to wait there, and that's when I saw Mortal Kombat 3, and I remember seeing all these kids around the arcade waiting to play, and there was this guy that actually managed to pass through all the levels, and I don't know if you guys know, but these arcades are in like hard mode. They're really hard to pass
I think
through.
they used to do that on purpose with many games, especially nowadays. The even like the claw machines are rigged, but with arcade machines, they used to do that so you spend money on it. So I'm really determined to beat this when I could go home and play it and beat it really easy. But no, I must do it the hard way so I can get the money. Well, back then, have them at home, so you just have to play. It's like, I'm gonna spend loads of money on this, beat it, and get nothing out of it except for pride.
Yeah,
So I can go home and be fucking sad.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed later on. The thing, what you call it? I used to watch them, and they used to gather. There was one time this dude was playing, and he almost he went all the way up to Shao Kahn, but he lost, and
assume he was the highest.
Yeah. Everyone, all the kids were cheering him on, and as soon as he lost, they say, "Oh," and he asked a lot of the.
Another quarter.
Yeah, I even gave him 2 of my quarters to keep him playing because I wanted to see how he kept up with the game and stuff. If he was actually able to beat it. After 3 or 4 times, nobody had quarters, and they all went. They all went home, I guess, and I saw it, and I remember my parents, they were looking around in the supermarket, and I went to ask them for a quarter and to play. Oh, before that, before he went, when he was still playing, I went to ask my parents for like 2 quarters. My dad gave me 2 quarters, and I went and gave it to him for he could keep playing and stuff. It wasn't up until later that everyone went home, and I asked my mom for some quarters, and I didn't even last long there because I lost against Jax. I played as CyberX because that was the only character I knew the commands to and stuff. I just lost the first try, and after that was it. Afterwards, I just played. I didn't play Mortal Kombat on the arcades too much. I played on other games. Like there's another arcade for. I don't know if y'all remember this game, Samurai Showdown or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I was excited when I first got the Mortal Kombat 3 game on Super Nintendo.
I think the earliest Mortal Kombat game I played was what was it? I played one on my channel a while back. Let me find it. Mortal Kombat 4. I did it on one of my old series that will be coming back, named Blast of the Past.
Personally, I think Mortal Kombat 4 sucked.
It did suck. I played it. I was like, how do the things smashing them together? It doesn't work.
Yeah.
The game was horrible. I did some funny things with the thumbnail for that as well. I changed the character.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Here's the thing I hated about it. There weren't that many variety of characters. They cut out a lot of the characters. The reptile graphics for the reptile character really sucked. And then there was a ripoff of. I guess I call it a ripoff of a Purple Ninja. What's his character's name? Rico.
No. Purple Ninja's Rain.
It was Maroon or something like that, but I saw it as a ripoff of the actual scheme from the ninjas and all.
Well, yeah, that's what Mortal Kombat did on this. It's just the same character pretty much. They changed the moves and they just copied the skin over and changed the palette.
So yeah.
Which is pretty smart, to be fair, but it's also pretty,
yeah,
unoriginal. But yeah, don't arcades now over there at least? They don't use like quarters anymore, do they? They have like a card now.
And that depends what area, because arcades around Houston, they're almost nearly extinct. You don't see them that much. You only see them from washaterias from point to point, or arcade game rooms, which is pretty much a dying business. Nobody goes to game rooms anymore since everyone has PC games or console games and stuff like that. There's only one or two big game rooms for classic games in all of Houston. One of them is in downtown. Another one is, I guess, in the Heights or something like that. I'm not really sure, but arcades aren't that common like they used to be. And it was.
I chose alive when arcades were a big thing, especially with decent games and not just Claw, Teddy, Rigged. Oh no, more course. and then do the exact same thing. Claw, 10 more quarters. Yeah, and it just feels like that would have been fun to witness.
Yeah, there's a whole variety of games I used to play on arcades. There was Samurai Showdown, Mortal Kombat 3. Later on, actually before that, I used to play Mortal Kombat 2 on the arcades. Mortal Kombat 1 back in Pizza Hut. And there's, what's the other game? Marvel vs. Capcom, that was another game I used to play. There was a Die Hard game that from the movie Die Hard that and I used to play that a lot. I would like cram, like I remember one time cramming $14 or $15 worth of quarter into that game to pretty much try to pass it. Those things are like money consuming, especially with
that was the entire point of them. Let's ramp up the difficulty and make this have more core. The last fighting game, an actual game like that I've ever seen in an arcade was a late title. It was Tekken 6, I believe.
Tekken 6. Oh yeah, that's another one I played. I think I mentioned it on
the last Iron Talk.
Yeah, yes. Not Iron Talk, and the Anvil.
By the way.
Yeah, there's some other ones that the original Super Mario.
Wait, that was in arcades?
Yeah, they had one. Is that there's a I don't know if you heard of this supermarket, Fiesta Supermarket over here. They used to have it there. That's before they remodeled everything. They used to have a video rental place back when they were still around, and they had a Super Mario.
Wait, what area? What place is it?
It's called a Fiesta Supermarket.
No, I don't know what that is. That's probably not around here. Because I don't go outside. Sorry, I just backed up a second. Back, I just went and bought something.
Anyway, getting back to your point, there's another now that I mentioned rip-offs earlier with one was referencing Mortal Kombat 4. There is something interesting that's been happening. I think that there still is, and there's YouTube videos to it. There's a prototype altered game, PC game called Mortal Kombat Mugen.
What is that?
Mortal Kombat Mugen, pretty much what they did is got Mortal Kombat, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 or any of the Mortal Kombat games, and what they did is put all the characters into it. And from the original design, started creating new characters that don't exist. Like for example, the cyborgs, the like Sector, Cyrex, Smoke.
Yeah.
They did a blue one called.
Smoke isn't a cyborg. Karen.
Yeah, I'm aware of their ninja counterpart. But anyway, I'm talking about the original one. When it first came out. They did one called Hydro.
Hey, no, he was a robot, you're right. I just remembered Deception.
Yeah, they did one called Hydro. They did another one called Acid. And personally, I don't know if you see it this way or not, but I think they're the counterparts to the ninjas or so, because they relatively kind of similar in a sense, you know, because of their attacks. Like for example, Smoke, his attack is essentially the same as Scorpion's. The only ones that differ are Sector and Cyrex. But their schemes are kind of similar to the ninjas and all.
You know what that actually brings me on to? One of the later on we were going to talk about Mortal Kombat conspiracy theories or theories. One of them I read a minute ago was by someone named Taxim, put 4 years ago. But I knew a few people who thought that, as you noticeably was absent in the original MK3 along with the rest of the human ninjas, CyberX was actually Cyber Scorpion. So, although this was probably proved later on that it wasn't, but that's just that was weird how that came along.
Is this the first time I hear of that? I was watching the reviews like a while back, and they were saying that when they took out Cyrex, the what?
What game?
It was a review for Mortal Kombat. When they were developing it in the development stages, what they were saying is that the developers, they were saying that when they first took out Sector and Cyrex, they were originally named Ketchup and Mustard.
Yeah, I know about that. I normally go by their original names, which are Ketchup and Mustard. I don't really usually call them Cyrex and Sector, but I did for this video just because more people would understand if I said that rather than Ketchup and Mustard.
Yeah.
Not everyone's a die-hard fan.
Yeah, there's a, and now that you mention conspiracy theories in regard to Mortal Kombat, there are a lot of mysteries into the game. If you look deeper into all the Mortal Kombat games, all the previous Mortal Kombat games, I don't know if there are hints on the newer ones, but and I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but Noob Saibot is the reverse name of I think one of the developers, Tobias.
Bias, yeah.
Yeah, Tobias Boom. And the thing is that and the thing is that if you look in the when you're playing Mortal Kombat 3 or Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, if you look in the subway station, the stage, like the underground part, yeah, there's a banner in the back that says Tobias Boone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other details within the backgrounds of the stages and all.
Yeah, that's gone across most of the other games as well. In Mortal Kombat 9, or titled Mortal Kombat, one of the stages you fought on a rooftop, and the one of the signs, it was like a billboard, and it said Johnny Cage Ninja Mime, which is a reference to Johnny Cage's movies that he made before he became a fighter. There you go. There's some knowledge.
Yeah. There's yeah. There's it's quite interesting. A lot of little details and all. I think this applies to a lot of games that have little hidden details and references. And I was watching not too long ago that this YouTuber named I think Game Theorist or something like that said that there were hidden details in some of the games, like even the newer games like Five Nights at Freddy's. There's like
he does a lot of videos on like those games.
Yeah,
He's actually been in contact multiple times by the creator. I forget his name because I don't really care, but.
But anyway, getting
5 Nights at Freddy's. I don't know why, I just don't like it.
Anyway, steering back to the topic since we kind of diverged a little. I want to focus. I was talking about the Mortal Kombat Mugen prototype game that they have released out there. It's just all these what you call it, all these designs of the original characters, and they made all these types of variations. They make Hydro, Acid. Those are two blue and a green
hang on. Going back to something we said earlier about Noob Saibot's name backwards or forwards is Tobias Boone. And those are two names, not one. Because there's John Tobias, which is the artist, and then Ed Boone, which is the programmer.
Okay, so it's
there we go. Fuck off. Carry on.
Yeah, always. I never really looked into Tobias Boone. I always assumed it was one name. Never.
I just noticed now. I had a fax thing out and I just read through one quickly, and I noticed that those are two different names. Fuck. You were saying before I rudely interrupted you.
I was talking about hydro and acid. They're just pretty alternate cyborg designs for the original cyborgs, blue and green one. I think they made Hydro I think it's his counterpart to Sub-Zero, because he has ice attacks and he turns to liquid and stuff. And
there's already a Cyber Sub-Zero, which is called Cyber Sub-Zero.
yeah, but this one came before before Cyber Sub-Zero. It's called Hydro or Hydro. I don't know how you pronounce it. The other one is Acid, and he's like kind of like a cyborg version of
Reptile.
Yeah, Reptile. But apart from that, they made all these sorts of different other cyborgs, like Inferno. He's an orange cyborg that throws fire attacks and all. There's Tremor, there's Snake, there's
Tremor's. Wait, they named him Tremor?
Yeah, he's a brown Earth type ninja.
Yeah. I was gonna say like that. There's already a Tremor.
Yeah, there's
one of the DLCs that came out recently for Mortal Kombat as well.
Well, wait a minute, Tremor, but legit or?
Not robot, but
no,
he was ninja either.
So he came out as a legit character.
Yeah, Tremor did.
Okay, so it almost seems like they're actually adding these alternate characters as actual legit characters, you know. Well, and
they added in DLCs they added Jason Voorhees. They added what's his name? Predator, that's it. And then they also added Tanya and Tremor. And they're gonna add more in 2016 January.
Cause there's the interesting twist that Mortal Kombat's taking. I remember they added Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, they're trying to get a lot. They're trying to be in that universe for some reason.
Yeah, and I think it's an interesting twist and to the game and all. Jason, and I think they also reference. I think I saw this a while back. Reference Kratos from God of War.
Not even reference. He was a playable character in MK9.
He was actually a playable character.
Yeah, for the PS3, he was a playable character, and he got his own level, like his own stage.
Well, so they've been pretty busy with this game. It's amazing what they have done. You know, I never expected this.
Kratos was for the PS3,
yeah.
not the newer game, the last game.
Yeah.
When it came out like 5 years ago. Yeah. That stage was fun. So, we'll move on to some facts.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I got a website up here, and for the first one it says Mortal Kombat was created by only 4 people in just 10 months, and by that I assume they are talking about the first Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I think they yeah, I think that's what yeah, I think that's accurate because considering games back then, they didn't require that many graphics or code or anything like that, and a lot of the patterns and designs for the characters they were actually filmed, and they kind of pasted it into the game as kind of like the platforms for to make the skins for the characters, you know. And if, for example, what I'm trying to say, like in terms of development, if you look at games today, they require uh, they require either a long time or a whole team of designers, engineers, and developers to create the game because
Mm.
you no longer have to deal with the functionality uh of the games, like the code aspect, like like Notch did with Minecraft. You also have to deal with graphical aspects. You have to deal with having to revise for any glitches and all. Despite the fact that some games are intentionally let out with glitches, one example Minecraft, which is what makes it popular because of its glitches and all. But it's become very tedious and very hard to develop a game. Uh,
Yeah. The game was originally created by four people. It was Ed Boon, which is one of the main creators that are on it still now. John Tobias, who eventually left, I believe. That's why I don't know. There was also John Vogel, who was an artist, along with Tobias, who's also an artist. And then there's Dan Forden, which is a sound designer, and I recognize his name. Recognize that name. He might be doing more stuff lately. Yeah. For people, the next fact on there. The game was originally based on a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. I don't know who that person is, but yeah. What's your opinion on that?
John. The game was based on a Jean Claude Van Damme movie.
Yeah.
I think I'm not really sure, but if I had a guess, it would be either there's two movies I can think of: Bloodsport.
Yeah, that's on this list.
Yeah. The second movie is Kickboxer, and other guess would be Lionheart.
Yeah, it was Bloodsport, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of.
Deal fell through, eventually making moving to the martial arts to the fictional planet of Earthrealm.
Now there is something that I want to reference also, and this is in regard to the movie adaptations to the game. Personally, if you notice a lot of movie adaptations to games, a lot of them end up as failures, and there's a particular reason why. The thing is that there's I don't remember there's a movie producer, I think it was a professor some university for filming, basically he said that the reason why a lot of almost all the, or I could say all the video game adaptation movies are failures is because when people play games, they have options to choose what they want, what they want to do. They drive the game into the direction they want. That's of course considering the choices of the game. In a movie, you have to sit along and watch what direction the movie goes and everything. You have to watch.
Actually, games becoming more and more choice based. That's going to be hard to put into a movie.
Yeah.
Also, I heard this. Apparently they're gonna make a Last of Us movie, which I don't think is a good idea. I don't agree with any games turning into movies, but they're gonna do it. Hopefully they do it right and not make it shitty.
Yeah. This reference that I said about that I just mentioned right now, this I got it from Game Theorist. He mentioned it once, and he said that that they should make, instead of making games into movies, they should make movies into games, which would pretty much would be the inverse effect, because the players could take direction take choice what direction the game goes and everything, because they already, because in the game they already have a concept of it and they expect something from the movie. But the thing is, you can't please everyone, because different people have different tastes, different aspects, things like that. Now if you make a movie into a game, it's a different story, because they already have in their mind that it's a movie turned into a game, and and because of games usually have choices, they can control what direction the game goes and everything. And of course, this isn't across the board. There have been some games that haven't been that successful, or in some cases just short-lived, or without the intent of expanding it further. One of those games is like I mentioned in the arcades, the Die Hard video game. There have been other games based on movies and stuff. Personally, what I think is the most successful types of game are video games like based on animated movies and all, because it isn't that big of a deal, and in regards to its adaptation to the movie or anything, and you don't have to worry about that many aspects of it or so, because here's an example, and this is mainly on like mobile games. There's games based on Ice Age. They already have I think there's a game based on what's this movie, Frozen. There's also another game, there's some other games also that are adaptations of movies and all, but it's what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't always work for every type of movie. There's some movies that in reality there's no sense in making them games at all.
Yeah. When they do that sort of thing, they turn the movie into a game. I don't really like games that try to be the movie but then don't do it properly. So I either like a game that does exactly what the movie did, or does something completely different but related to the movie somehow. Like if they made it in the same universe but branched it on a different set of people or whatever. But I don't like it if it like tries to be a movie but then does stuff that wasn't in the movie. Something like that.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I guess the reason why they do that is because there are some people that probably wanted the movie to end a different way, so they put in those options. But the way they could do it is make the main ending of the game exactly as the movie, and have like little alternate options to the game, kind of like what they do in the movie, that they put alternate endings, things like that.
Or maybe like before the game even begins, you could have like an option: do you want to play this in movie mode or game mode, and then like if you pick movie mode, it does it like the movie, and if you pick game mode, it creates like a different ending and all of this that isn't canon to the actual movie.
Yeah, I get you.
Something like that. That's just an idea. So anyone who creates games for movies or something, you have ideas now. You owe me money. I'm joking.
I do want to bring up something. There is one German movie producer that was known for making terrible video game adaptation movies. I think it's called KG Bowl or something like that.
Never.
Let me see. It's called Bowl or something like that. And he's known for making terrible movies, and the reason why is because it's pretty much you cheat taxes out. There's a law that allows them for movie producers to have a loophole in regards to taxes and production.
Yeah. Do you want to go back to the facts now?
Yeah.
So for number 3 in this list, sort of in the same theme as the last fact, Jean-Claude Van Damme maintained his presence in the final cut. They tried to spoof him and make him into a different character named, as we all know and hate, Johnny Cage. So yeah, they tried to do that and make him the same personality that he actually is, and then bending it around at the end. But they just tried to spoof him off. So that's fun, I guess.
Personally, I don't see.
How would you feel if someone like tried to make a game adaptation of you, and then shit happened, and you said no in the end, and then they spoofed you? How would that make you feel?
That would really suck. I would hate it. They would just push me as like somebody unimportant, some mediocre player, mediocre character that isn't really that important and all. That's how I would feel.
I just imagine a spoof of you. Hey, I am Steelheart 87, and I sit on my ass all day in code. And then they do the same for me. It's like, hey guys, I'm XTorinX, and I sit on my ass all day and play video games and drink branded product. And
by the way, what products you drink? Monster or what?
Huh?
What
now I'm drinking a certain product that is widely known. Do you want to take a guess?
Monster?
No, I'm drinking Coca-Cola right now. Oh shit, no, the
that's all. Yeah, I like Coca-Cola. I have shares in that company.
Yes, I love Coca-Cola. Do not sue us for using your Coca-Cola name, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. Don't sue.
Yeah, I have shares in that company, you know. I've been with them since last year, you know. Anyway, go ahead.
Number 4 is
before go ahead.
Number 4 is 2 Mortal Kombat characters were modelled after villains in the 1986 John Carpenter movie. Oh, you're not going to tell me what the movie was then? Right, thanks. No, it doesn't tell me what the movie was, but it was a movie after villains in a film that was made in 1986. These characters were the Thunder God Raiden took. Oh, they're from different movies. From the movie. Oh no, it's the same movie. The movie's Assassin's Trio with the Three Storms.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There is something I want to reference from the previous fact.
Right, do it now. Do it.
Personally, I don't see Johnny Cage as a Jean-Claude Van Damme, but however, I do I think they did mention this. Liu Kang. He is a reference to
Um,
Bruce Lee
yeah,
because of
many games like that, don't they?
the what?
Many games like to use Bruce Lee as their character.
Yeah,
And
like for example,
Tekken,
Soup. Yeah, what's his name? His name is
Law.
Law or something like
Oh,
that.
for the laws, yeah.
Yeah, but there's another game that also references him. Um,
Street Fighter, right?
Super Street Fighter. What's that character's name? Fei Long.
Yeah,
Yeah, he. When you look at him, he looks like an in the actual game when you're about to go into versus mode. Um, if you look at him, he actually looks like an exact portrait of Bruce Lee. He has same aspects and everything. Even his even the skin they put on him, it looks they has various aspects that look like him.
yeah. Anyway, going to number 4, apart from Raider and the other, um, the other person who looked, well, was based off of the thing, was Shang Tsung. He resembled film's bad sorcerer Lo Pan. So yeah, very cool.
Yeah. In regard to Shang Tsung and Raiden, in regards to facts about them, I don't have that many insights to it or any clue about them or anything. Mainly the ones that the characters I have looked at are of course Luke Kang, Johnny Cage a little bit, and some other characters like I think are more interesting with the ninjas and cyborgs and all.
Hmm. Mortal Kombat 5, not Mortal Kombat 5, question 5 is, fact 5, fact fucking 5, reads, coming up with the name for the game took 6 months. 6 months.
6 months you come up with Mortal Kombat.
The game was created in 10 months. 6 of those months was figuring out the name.
Gee, that's what I find hard to believe because if you're creating something, usually you would think it up in like 1 or 2 weeks or so. But 6 months you think up of a name and all.
Well, they thought of other names that they cut, like, Kumites, which refers to the hand-based sectional karate training, dragon attack, death blow, and fatality. Fatality could have been called the type. That seems weird because it's already in the game.
Yeah,
Actually, no, it does make sense, really. If you that does make sense because it would have already been in the game by that point.
you know, uh, now that
Trying to imagine, don't go Mortal Kombat, and instead we go fatality.
yeah, I imagine that fatality or death blow. Those are the only two I see viable. The other names are kind of crappy,
Dragon attack. Come on.
I think if they would have went with Dragon Attack, they wouldn't be that successful like they are now. Because mainly you want something that attracts curiosity to the player. Because otherwise, you end up with really good games that never gain exposure simply because of the name. Um, and speaking of which, now that you're mentioning names, this reminds me of the Simpsons reference to Mortal Kombat. You remember? I don't know if you remember an episode where they were talking about game called Hellstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows like pretty much their own version of Goro versus Kentaro fighting.
Yeah, I remember that. They also had Bulletstorm as well. No, not Bulletstorm. Bonestorm, I think it might have been called. I remember playing The Simpsons Hit and Run, that game, man.
I think maybe it was Bone Store. I may have gotten it wrong or so. It's been a while since I've seen that.
I'm gonna Google this because this fact needs so much. Bone Storm. Simpsons. I assume it was Bone Storm. Yeah, yes, it was Bone Storm.
Yeah, I got it wrong.
Tom Clancy's Bone Storm, apparently. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bone Storm.
You know, one thing I want to mention also before I diverted from the whole Mortal Kombat Mugen. You know, one thing I find interesting is that I was this was like 1 or 2 years back. I was looking at the game and it's kind of interesting. It's kind of
calm down. I didn't know your fact was that anger.
No, well,
anyways.
Anyway, like I was saying, one of the interesting things that I saw are all the backgrounds they did on there. It's almost like if they almost look legit to the actual game and all. So it's I find it interesting how they have developed this alternate version of Mortal Kombat. But even though I played it once and there's still some glitches and there's still some of it kind of looks crappy and all. So
the next fact, not question or more from that. The next fact is an outsider created the final title. Someone who was a friend of Boone's came up with the name Mortal Kombat misspelled. On a whim, upon catching a glance of a misspelled combat on the latter's drawing board during a visit to his office. So, a misspelling created a misspelling for the entire world. Why do you think they stuck with that?
No, what?
Why do you think they stuck with combat misspelled rather than not misspelled?
I think they wanted to give it something, give it a unique name or so. And I seen this like in when people come up with names of various products and all, not just games. They develop these weird type of names and stuff that are misspelled, but they do it unintentional. Yeah.
Let's do one more fact. Absence of noise here. This game, Mortal Kombat, I think it was the original one, created the ESRB rating just due to its gore-ness and whatnot. Apparently the public didn't like Mortal Kombat, so you felt like letting all kids buy it and whatnot. So yeah, it was created to stop that.
Yeah, I have something to say to that. I remember this. This was when around the time Mortal Kombat 2 was out, there was all this deal and ranting and controversy of whether violent video games create violent people and stuff like that. There's the whole FBI thing that in regard to that. I remember I don't know if they still do this or did this in our case, but every time you would play some of these violent games like Mortal Kombat or anything like that, you would see the FBI logo in regards to the game and all. Like I guess like a advisory warning or something like that. And yeah, there's this whole ranting and controversy of games create violent games create violence and all, and it's in my personal point of view, it's really hard to say because it does go in their mind and all, but pretty much people can tell apart the difference between a game in real life. But the thing is, it's not as clear as many people think to determine if it's a fair contributor to what to make a person violent or not. What'd you think, Torin?
Sorry, what? I'm so bad at this thing. No, I was getting something ready for later on in the video. What did you say?
I was saying in regard to this whole thing with that they had back in back. This is the whole thing back in the 90s that they were saying that violent games create violent people and stuff like that.
No, that still happens now, doesn't it? GTA gets critically acclaimed every time a new one comes out, which is funny. A while back actually, I was doing something in school and we had to do something. We put an argument on, and this was I put mine. Do video games cause aggression? My answer is yes, but so does everything else. Because anything can cause aggression. Me dropping, what is this? A spray can on my foot will cause aggression. Ah, fuck! See? Or, watching a movie and, like, someone you like dies or something, that will annoy you, so I don't really understand how the fuck they just pin it towards that. I guess it's because it's something they don't like.
I think that's what it is. Because here's the thing about people. People, when they don't like something, they try to discredit it and all. Sometimes it is viable, sometimes it's not, and they try to attack it in any way possible when they don't like something like that. But here's the ironic thing I see. They don't like these violent video games, but yet I hardly see any that many people complaining about horror movies. And a lot of these horror movies they have, or at least they have nowadays, show a lot of stuff that is pretty blood curdling and all. For example, the whole Saw franchise. Final Destination, and some other movies. I think they had a Silent Hill movie. So I don't see people complaining about that. But when it comes to video games, yeah, I did see people complaining in regards to that. It's not easy to determine whether like I said, it's a fair contributor to what contributes to a violent person or not. So, yeah. And besides, I don't want to get into the whole controversial topic.
Also, I just remembered what I was dissecting in the thing I wrote for it. I was dissecting an article about this. It was about GTA and about how it said a bunch of things, like how it was bad and all this, and how it portrays women just to be people to fuck and leave. But it said loads of things that weren't even in the game. It said that what if you kill someone, you get health points, or if you get a prostitute and use her, you get health points, which doesn't exist. It was a false accusation, and it made Australia, the game in Australia, get pulled from Target and Kmart. I think Kmart, that thing, or did I just make that up? It was just so dumb. It was like it portrays women as hopeless or something, and it's like, so if it was a man, it's alright for a man to die, is it? It just felt like it was a bunch of feminists that didn't know what feminism actually is.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Is that here's the thing: if you would take out a lot of the games today, back then, people wouldn't really mind or anything. They wouldn't give a shit, because it's fairly mild to what used to be accepted and all. In my opinion, is very mild, and a lot of it's superficial in contrast to a lot of what used to be permitted in media. And here's the thing, and I say people can tell the difference between real and not real, because look, if let's say you play a game like God of War, and you see all this blood and all, it looks in a way in which it looks superficial. You know it's blood, but it doesn't represent the appearance of actual blood. It just, the visual effect that just gives it only the certain attributes of what blood is and all, or seeing a person slashed to death or stuff like that. Now,
I don't see why people say this is a bad thing.
Okay.
Like, something else I also put in the thing is I called because where's my words gone? No, it said something, and I put that if anything, GTA is just an American Street Simulator 2016. I
really agree. If you
it's just real life. It's like that's like I don't even know. It's just dumb how they can say that this is a bad thing. If anything, it's giving you visual of what will happen, or what happens in real life. You don't see many people complaining about the shit that happens in real life compared to what is happening in video games that happens in real life. If it's like, shouldn't you care about the beforehand than the latter?
Yeah, I agree with you on that, and I find it ironic that people are censoring real life, and also one fair contributor to why all this stupid censorship mess is, I have said it before, is political correctness. There's way too much of it. That's of course my opinion on it and all, and of course I want to keep straight from controversial topics and all, but this is just my opinion on it. There's too much censorship and to an excess, because if you go to other countries where there's for example, let's say Brazil, there's stuff over there that will readily get censored over here. There's stuff in Japan that, like, non-G-rated stuff that's even blood-curdling stuff that isn't censored or anything like that. there's a lot of stuff in different countries that they don't even worry about a bunch of stupid censorship. So
that actually reminds me of something. In a really new release, Mortal Kombat, Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, in Africa, which is one of the two areas you could go, also Afghanistan. But in Africa, there's like a bunch of child soldiers, but something I find really annoying is that you're not allowed to shoot them. I know that just sounds like I'm being a dick, but no, it's like, why can't I shoot them? Like, I can tranquilize them, but I can't shoot them. It's like, yeah, they are kids, and that would be harsh. But if they have a gun, and they're trying to kill me, I'm gonna kill it. Like, that's what happens in real life. They don't just tranquilize them and take them. You're gonna kill them because they're an enemy, and I don't know what your opinions are on that. I might just be sounding like an asshole to you, but
it actually makes sense because when it comes to survival, you do what you can to survive. Otherwise,
like so many times because of those fuckers. Just because I've shot one of them by accident and they fucking died because they're useless. And it's gone like dum 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 snakes. It's like it's just so annoying. Sorry, I've just been playing it recently. It's just been bugging me.
One thing I want to say is that and this is going back to the first original Mortal Kombat. If you compare the blood scenes from Mortal Kombat to blood scenes from some of the newer games that look, in my opinion,
you mean the original Mortal Kombat, yeah?
Yeah, and some of the newer movies, not movies. No, I guess you can apply this to graphical movies and stuff like that.
I know where you're going with this.
the older Mortal Kombat has what you call it? It has graphics that are look like kind of photographs to real life and everything. And the thing is that if you get a visual of something that looks kind of real and all, and is violent, it's more likely to scare you rather than if you see something superficial.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your mind, even though it's not real, your mind sees it as real, and therefore it tends to scare. It tends to scare you. You go into this whole fight flight mode. I think that's what you call it. It's a term they use in psychology,
Right. So that's all of the questions gone. Let's move on to I only have a couple of conspiracy theories. It's not really many, at least what I could find in the 5 seconds Ian gave me. Thanks, Ian. You're fucking great. No, I'm joking. Okay. The first one is that there was a conspiracy theory. Is that there was a cheat code for a nude code, and because this game was probably bought by tons of teenage boys, and was like, oh yes, I will do this, and I get to see different models of naked Katana. Or wait, she probably wasn't even in the game, was she? I don't know.
Speaking of that, I think there are cheat codes for that sort of thing, like in the Lara Croft video games. That one of the earlier Lara Croft video games. That
oh god, I can just imagine the teenagers everywhere. Oh no. Oh god. And now we have internet for that thing. But back then, it was that or you get a magazine, I assume. I wasn't alive then. Well, I was, but I was 2, probably. The next one is, this is a weird one. I read it through and I didn't really understand it, so I'm going to read it through with you to see if you can dissect it. It says that Sub-Zero was Scorpion, also Reptile. According to the theory, which was widely spread and would result in fights, if challenged. There was one person who was all three ninjas for proof, in quotation marks. When Scorpion fought Sub-Zero, it was really the other Scorpion dressed as Sub-Zero. If Scorpion had a mirror match, it was just Sub-Zero who was also Scorpion in his Scorpion outfit. I'm not sure how any of this made sense, but if you don't believe me, just fight Reptile and it will make sense somehow. Question mark.
I guess we'll have to do that to kind of understand what is being said there, because it's all confusing. And now that you mentioned that, there's that kind of reminds.
I guess that would have just been for the earlier games, because considering in the later games you have story and you see all of them at once, so
This kind of reminds me of that ninja chameleon that was a special unlock character after.
Which one? There was two of them. There was Chameleon and there was Chameleon, because one of them was a female. There you go.
He basically has the power of the same powers as Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Reptile.
Mm.
Yeah, he changes colors and all. This is the character they use in one of Newgrounds Peroxide videos for Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. It was Akuma fighting Chameleon.
Mm.
I'll put it in the description down below.
Alright. The next one is Shang Tsung. In any mirror match that didn't involve one of the ninjas, your opponent was simply Shang Tsung in disguise. I suppose it's possible, but I didn't see the point of thinking about it that much. So, yeah, I guess that is possible, because if you don't know, Shang Tsung is a sorcerer who can turn into anyone, any of the other fighters, and probably anyone in general. Yeah, I guess that could be possible. What do you think?
Wait a minute, can you repeat the question again? I was a little sidetracked.
In any mirror match that didn't involve one of the ninjas, your opponent was simply Shang Tsung in disguise.
Well, that would be possible, no?
Yeah.
Here's something I want to reference to Shang Tsung. In reality, the only reason why he's able to change is because of the souls of the other characters that he has defeated and all. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to change. Wait a minute. Go ahead.
If he could, that means all of the people he fights are dead already. Then.
Yeah, that's what I don't get, because it references that in the movie adaptation video game.
Yeah, but that's not canon, though, is it?
No, but it does make sense in a way that he would be able to change to any of those characters, because of course he has your soul and stuff like that.
Yeah, that means they're already dead. That's what I get. Mm.
Yeah.
And the last one in this, that there were hidden finishing moves in the original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, there are some. The original Mortal Kombat has a lot of different unlocked secrets and stuff like that. For example, I think you unlock what you call it. Yeah, I think you unlocked Reptile, but you unlock other stuff. I remember seeing something like in, I don't remember what it was, but it was like on the last stage of the game that where he was fighting Shang Tsung, and after beating him, something unlocked or something like that. I don't remember. It was way down where all the spikes are and all. That was the stage.
Yeah, I understand. No, that's not the pit, because the pit is the one with the acid, right?
Yeah, the pits are the one with the acid and all. By the way, here, Here's another thing I want to bring up. I don't get like a lot of these weird stages that there are.
Well, I suppose somewhere in the game's huge lore, that's probably something that explains why it exists. And probably in the later games, if they feature one of those stages, they'll probably have something in the crypt that you can unlock that says stuff about it.
There is one stage that I saw once that haven't been able to find. It's a stage where they're fighting way up there in I guess kind of like a rock bridge or something, and then where I think it's I don't remember, but they're in a bridge and way in the background there's one of these big huge glass gothic windows in the background, and outside you can see the orange from the lava and stuff like that. I don't remember what stage it is. I haven't been able to find it. One of my favorite stages is the temple. Is the temples the portals of the portal. Yeah, it's a big blue portal abyss in the background, and they're both fighting in a stone bridge.
So wait a minute, did you that stage that you can't find, was that in Mortal Kombat 1, yeah?
I don't it was in Mortal Kombat, but I think it was one of the newer games.
Oh.
I only saw. Go ahead.
The pits was remade in Mortal Kombat 9. That might have been it. Wait, did you say there was Gothic windows?
Yeah, yeah. Have you seen some windows that look kind of flower-like design and all? That have like. Have you seen how daisies look? That have those weird petals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looked like something like that. It's I forgot the name for those type of windows. Let me see if I can find it.
Wait, was it this? I'm gonna send you a picture over Skype, and if it's correct, then I'll put it on the screen in the video. Yeah, well, it's still recording. I just turned this into an actual conversation. Was that it?
Nah, this is the stage that I like and all, but the other one will have more graphics to it. I think it was a newer aspect of the game.
No, I'll look for it after this, and then, we'll look for it after this, and if we find it, we'll put it up on screen. And if not, then it won't be there. So there you go. Yeah. Apart from that, there's no more conspiracies that I can find. So let's move on to our last segment, which is questions. We've got a couple of questions now. You ready?
Yeah.
Right. So the first one is by CyborgSkelli, who was asked a couple of questions in the last video. At last, the Anvil. The question is, if you were back at school and a teacher was arguing with a student, would you yell, "Finish her!" /him, or randomly act like it wasn't you, or is it just me that would do that? Oh my god!
I'll probably get in trouble, but if I wanted to make it worth my while, I would probably do it and all.
I've probably done that before. I just can't remember it. Yeah, I do that. I don't really care. Alright, and secondly, we only have 2 questions. Well, we got 3 questions. No, 4. No. The Badger Show. I read his Facebook name then, and I read it how I read it and not how his name is actually read. Who would win in the following fights? the first one is Guile. I think that's how you say it. Guile from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
He's got like that weird hairdo. I don't know. I didn't even know he was until I googled it. Versus Scorpion. Who do you think would win?
Scorpion, hands down.
Yeah, Scorpion. I recognize the character Guile. I didn't know his name though. But definitely Scorpion. And the next one is Ryu. That is how you say it, right?
It's Ryu in Japanese.
Ryu versus Sub-Zero. Who would win? Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one, but I would have to go inclined to Ryu. Now,
really? Okay.
Yeah. Now, an interesting match, and this is in one of the concept videos for Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. They have a fight between Ryu and Scorpion, and they actually have two concept videos to that, and Scorpion ends up winning in both of those. They actually take that back. The only reason Scorpion losing the first one, the only reason is because Akuma steps in and saves Ryu.
But this is versus Sub-Zero, not Scorpion.
Yeah,
so.
but to Sub-Zero, it would be a close match, but it'll have to go to Ryu.
Well, surely Sub-Zero wouldn't just freeze him.
The thing is that knowing Ryu, he'll probably dodge it or something, because since he's used to fighting against Ken. Ken has similar attacks as Ryu, so he's probably used to dodging stuff like that. So dodging Ice Blast isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, but surely they can.
But yeah.
Surely can Sub-Zero just freeze the floor?
Yeah, he probably could, but I don't know.
Or slide, his slide attack.
Yeah. But in reality, it'll be probably a close match.
Yeah, I guess. Never really been a big Street Fighter fan. And the last one says if he, sorry, he calls himself world infamous YouTube star. Was in Mortal Kombat. What would his X-ray move and finisher be? He goes by the name The Badger Show, so it would have to be something Badger related. What the fuck do badgers do?
They attack with their claws and stuff, bite.
He'd rip out your eyes. No, he'd gouge out your eyes with his claws. This is for the X-ray. No. This is for the finisher. He'd gouge out your eyes and then.
Why not just go for an animality right away?
Yeah, but they don't exist apart from that one game. Or multiple games. They don't really exist anymore. But, no, because if he is just a badger, then you can't really animality a badger, because then that means badger would have to turn into something else.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it'll just attack and bite and scratch and all.
I feel like you gouge out your eyes for the finisher, and then like bite on your nose until your fucking head comes off or something. I don't know. Oh my god, animating that in the video was gonna be hard. For his X-ray move though, I feel like he would just like scratch and break your ribs or something. I remember was it someone in the newer game, who was it? I can't remember. So someone cuts that rib cage in half. So yeah. So I feel like you just do that and then do something else related to a badger. Yeah. You got any different ideas for what you do? Oh, nah.
Okay.
No more ideas?
No, not really right now. got a little sidetracked again.
Right, I guess we're in the air then, because there's no more questions after that.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me ask Mr. fucking White Underpants. Nah, I'm not gonna ask him, he's not on. Man, that was funny last time. If you want to know a reference, then check out the last episode, which should be in the description, if I remember, because I do the description. Because Iron is a lazy shit! He beats me until I do his work. No. If you would like to talk to Childline, please dial 0800 11111. That's the real number as well. But I remember that. If you want to check out this channel, make sure to look down underneath this video and subscribe to Iron. It would be awesome if you did that. And if you don't like Iron, you could subscribe to me, because I'm funny, unlike Iron. Iron is all like, I'm serious, and I'm just like, fuck it. My link should be in the description if I remember. I'll probably just copy and paste the last one and do a thing. Also leave suggestions in the comments what you would want to do, what want us to talk about next. Like talking about things, apparently. Or at least that's what Iron said and branded it into the back of my neck. Iron, you got any last words before we end this?
Also comment what's your if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, comment when was your first time you played Mortal Kombat or heard of it, and which one of the games out of the game franchise is your favorite and all. Apart from that, I really don't have much to say other than I kind of really like how things have turned out so far with Mortal Kombat games and all, and even though I don't own any of the games for any of the newer games for right now. I usually have to rely to go play at my sister's house to play Mortal Kombat, and I don't know. Do they have any PC games for it? Because I know they for a lot of games they take out PC and console games.
The latest game is for PC. I actually own a copy.
Okay.
I can't even play it. I won it in the giveaway the day it came out. I stayed up all night. It was on someone's Twitch channel. They were playing Mortal Kombat 9, waiting for it to come out, and they were doing a giveaway for a copy of the game. And I stayed up all night. I was like, if I don't fucking win this, I've wasted my entire night. And I won. So that wasn't because I said that. It was a pure chance thing. It was a slash giveaway. I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, I should have given it to you, man, because I can't even play it on here. It's a fun game. I've been playing it on my PS4. And with that, you wanna end it with some wise words from the old man you are?
Let me see. Yeah, I guess. Well, one thing I like to say to this is that all I don't know. That's just, I usually come up with wise words to say, but right now I don't have.
Live long and prosper. There we go. End it. End it.
Yeah, I think I'll end it now. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this episode of the Anvil, and make sure you like and subscribe to me, and tell your friends about this channel, and share the video if you like and all, and
cookies. Website thing, not the actual cookie.
Anyway, guys.
Could they even hear me?
I think they can.
You're a fucking gay.
Test your might.